Welcome to WHMS Radio. This is the working hour. I'm Shane.
And I'm Mike. And on this week's episode, we will be reviewing the album Halo by Bakar. He also has, I wanted to point out a little fact. He has 9.4 million monthly listens on Spotify, which I thought was kind of crazy. What do you think of the beer?
Oh, no, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
It's grown on me. This is actually the second six-pack I've went and bought.
I've had stuff from them before, but it's been a while.
Yeah. What is it?
The
Victory
monkey.
Brewing?
Yeah, the monkey one.
Yeah, the monkey one.
Yeah. No, dude, because whenever I was on Spotify today, I checked out Bakar because I was just looking to see how many, monthly listeners some of the music I was listening to today had. I saw, 9.4?
Yeah, 9.4 million.
Damn, okay.
And honestly, I feel like a lot of people, I didn't really know. I mean, I knew Hell and Back going in, before I really started, looking him up. And, but that was it. And I feel like he's not
big name like
that. I don't
that?
know, but it's not really my genre of music, so therefore I'm not really.
Well, he had a song blow up on TikTok.
Okay.
So that probably
that probably helped, yeah.
Quite the audience.
Yeah.
Didn't you say it was a similar thing happened with Red Clay Strays?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, TikTok. It was they were on TikTok with that one song. I can't think of it, but it was She Keeps is Wondering Why. That's what it was.
I keep on wondering why. Yeah, no, and it's funny because they had around the same number of monthly listeners, but
it's funny.
Anyway,
that's how it goes when you typical blow up on TikTok.
It's you only get there's a cap on it.
Yeah. That's it. Then you got to do something else.
Or it's on you.
Yeah. Anyways, this is the second album by British musician Bakar. This was released September 22nd of 2023. Now, that is not his full name. I did not get his full name. I saw it.
It's a mouthful.
But I was like, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
I'm going to butcher this.
Yeah. Did you write it down? You want to try to take a stab at it?
I did not.
But, I respect the name. It's challenging to say, but I wasn't going to be the one to butcher it.
Fair.
But yes, this album, Halo, second album released by British musician Bakar. It was released on September 22nd, 2023 through Black Butter Records. It was preceded by the singles Alive and Right Here for Now. The album contains a duet version of Bakar's 2019 single Hell and Back, featuring American singer Summer Walker, which is the one I think we were probably most familiar with. I think you knew it before we did the album.
For sure.
The genres include alternative indie, R&B soul, Nigerian alte, or is it? I think it's alte. Afro swing, which I saw that and I was like, Afro swing, okay, I like that. I could get down. What else did I got?
I can see that.
Hip hop and rap, of course. The overall length is 33 minutes 59 seconds. I already said the label was Black Butter. I have that in here twice. Produced by Beach Noise, Jake the Snake Zach Nahome.
Okay.
Did you see that too? Do you have something different?
No. Okay. No, just Jake the Snake. It's a wrestler. It's interesting.
Beach Noise, Jake the Snake, Zach Nahome.
Is that all? Is that one name?
It's Beach Noise Jake. Noise Jake is one word, and then Snake Zach and Nahome.
Into home. No, work out of the home.
I told you I work out of the home.
I work at the home. All right.
There's two singles on this album, which I mentioned them earlier, but Alive and Right Here for Now. Alive was released June 30th, 2023. Right Here for Now was released August 17th of 2023. It is a 2-disc CD set. I get the feeling anyways. I don't know that for sure, but it's on Spotify as 2 discs.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did see that. It's weird because the fucking second disc is just one song.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, hey, what the hell?
You got anything else?
I got nothing.
Okay.
I just got that, just that it received generally favorable reviews. Metacritic score of 68 out of 100.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, no further ado, we'll get into it. I like this week. Even though we already talked about it. Side 1, track 1.
Yeah.
1 in, 1 out, coming in at 3 minutes and 13 seconds. It pops the album name in the intro with the woman saying Halo. It's kind of a slow rhythmic song.
Mm-hmm.
Vocals come in pretty quick, which kind of is a familiar. It does kind of sound very similar, throughout the music. There's a couple tracks that are a little different, but for the most part, very similar sounding. I thought this track was pretty easy to kind of sway to, just easy to vibe to.
Sure.
Sooner or later I'll wait. Sooner or later I'll change for the good. Sooner or later I'll hate. But sooner or later you'll make me feel good. There's a solid solo around the 2 minute, like 2.5 minute mark. It's a very electric guitar-ish, which this is kind of like very, I almost wanted to say like rock and rollish. That wasn't really a genre in the thing, but there's like hints of it.
Totally.
Kind of like Lupe Fiasco. A couple of his songs, it's like I could see where this could kind of be, at least like rock band, because there's just so much guitar.
Yeah.
Um, the vocals cut back in around, or I'm sorry. So after that guitar solo around the 2.5 minute mark, about 30 seconds later, they kind of fade out. I thought this track was pretty easy to like. Like I said, it's pretty easy to just kind of vibe to, and I thought it was a solid opening track to get the ball rolling. I didn't give it a crazy high score, but I mean a 7.4 is a pretty good score in my eyes for one in, one out.
Sure. Um, yeah, I also put song starts off Halo. Guitar at the start, and it like kind of comes off as like kind of bluesy at the start.
Yeah.
You know, takes a little second to kind of really get going. Around 103, the beat kicks in. It starts to incorporate like some squealing electric guitar as well. Um, and it's like overlaid over top of like the guitar that like kind of kicked in from the start. Almost surprised that this wasn't called Sooner or Later, just because like
Breaking Benjamin.
well, and it's funny because I went through the lyrics and I counted how many times it said like one in, one out, and then Sooner or Later. I was like, technically said Sooner or Later more. So I'm just saying.
Wrong.
Wrong. No, as far as like the lyrics go, I have the exact same lyrics you had. I did appreciate there's like some piano that comes in at the very end of the song, and that's like a reoccurring thing on the album, not necessarily piano, but a song will play through and it'll get to the end, and then in like the last like 40 seconds or so, like some new instrument that hasn't really been on the song will come in. Um, I put that it's a catchy little song, nothing too complex, but I mean it's not like it's trying to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well said.
It sets a nice tone for what's to come. I give this a 7 out of 10.
Nice. So the first couple times I heard this, I mean, we both mentioned it, but I didn't hear the Halo on the
Okay.
intro. Like, I don't know if it was just, I was waiting for like the song to start, and then I was out in the garage one night and it was playing. It was probably like the third or fourth time I really listened to it, which is kind of embarrassing. But yeah, it took me a minute to be like, oh,
She said the thing. She name dropped the album,
Yeah,
bud.
she did. Look at her.
For track number 2, coming in at 3 minutes 52 seconds, we have the song Alive. There's an acoustic start, then a little bass guitar, 30 seconds in, the beat and the drums kick in, with some like spacey, kind of warbly sounds that come up throughout. The lyrics on this song and one or two others off the album kind of threw me through a loop a little bit. It kind of made me forget that the album came out in 2023. They had what kind of came off as like some like quarantine style lyrics that I'm like, I could see someone like cooped up in their house.
Maybe he worked on it.
It very well,
COVID, though.
yeah, it very
I didn't
well
really look
could
at
have
like
been
when it was recorded.
recorded. I tried to look too, but there's not a ton of information on it like that. But
It's
yeah,
Jake
no,
the Snake, bro.
Jake the fucking
At
snake
the home.
at the home, bro, into home. All right, he was into home when
The
he was
reptile
recording it.
home.
So yeah, I don't know. It came off kind of quarantine-y. May have been like works in progress from like the COVID days. Want to free my mind, want to be outside, want to be alive, pray I wake up again. It has moments of just acoustic and then some like synth towards the very like end of the track. Kind of what I was saying about how a song wouldn't really have something, and then it would kind of be incorporated later on in the song. I gave this a 6.3 out of 10.
Okay, all right. So I thought this was overall pretty solid track. I got a couple lyrics here, which I was surprised we didn't actually like overlap lyrics. But what did I expect? You said it with your chest. Your eyes wouldn't lie even if you wanted them to. Wondering what do we think? Running from the system. Can't figure out the wisdom. And that repeats again. I honestly really like this track from the get-go. I think because I was like dabbling doing this a couple months back, and I didn't really get super far on the album, but I remember this being like one of the songs I instantly was like, I actually do really like this one. Just the way he sings, and it's kind of like, I feel like it's a positive song, even though it's kind of like the vibe, like if you analyze the lyrics, they're a little darker, I guess.
Sure.
If you want, I don't know if darker is the right word, but they're more gloomy, I guess is the right word. Um, I think it just kind of, I don't know, it's like a positive look on a negative subject, maybe something like that. I thought it was an easy listening, like simple track. You don't really need to analyze it, but if you do, it's still a pretty solid track. I gave this an 8 out of 10. Thought it was a pretty good one.
Okay.
Uh, Rolling on though, track number 3, facts underscore situations, coming in at 2 minutes 42 seconds. I've got quite a bit of lyrics here actually. I don't want you to regret. I just want you to repent, because you were more than just a 10. You was always heaven sent. Tongue tied, you're disguising your halo. Drops the name again, the album name. Fun times we were tired in Cairo. Again, it mentions the album name. It's mentioned again by a female on the fade out, where it's like, I thought this part was pretty neat too, and I don't know who the female is on that part of the album,
I don't know.
but I feel like it's the same woman throughout the whole.
Could be.
Maybe her voice kind of sounds similar, but she says, I think Halo means revenge. Mean, 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 mean revenge. Moving back to the beginning, I think this track, like the first previous tracks, it starts with a similar speed and it's a very rhythmic sound. But I think this sounds more like maybe like a diss track a little bit, kind of.
You think so?
I think it's like relationshipy, maybe a
Okay.
little bit.
I mean, yeah.
Overall, I do like it. I think it's like the most relatable song maybe up to this point on the album because I don't know, you can kind of maybe get more of a feel for it. But kind of just like, I don't know, finding someone who's like lying or whatever to you and you just like, I hate the facts, I hate the situation, is like just what we're in.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just based on that, like an easy to relate to song. I gave it an 8.1 out of 10.
Okay. I put it's a short song. It's like pretty low key musically. Simple drum beat and guitar, then some brass in the last like 30 seconds. And here's where I put in quotations. Well, not quotations, but you know, multiple songs bring in new instruments at the end of the song, along with the inclusion of a female voice. Like you said, I don't know who it is, but I think Halo means revenge, and then doesn't say me 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 me. And it's kind of like repeated. Like yeah, that's what I thought.
Mean revenge.
Yeah, mean revenge. Mean revenge. Uh, as far as like lyrics go, I got the beat real. You're the chaos of Brixton. If you don't work, then this will turn into fiction. I hate the fact that you turn to prescriptions. I hate the facts. I hate the situations. Song is pretty straightforward, mostly carried by lyrical content. I feel, like I said, musically it's a little bit more reserved, but I feel like there's some solid lyrics on here. I gave this a 6.6 out of 10.
Okay.
On to track number 4, coming in at 3 minutes and 28 seconds. We have All Night. Song, I don't really have a whole lot for this song, but the song starts off like pretty high energy. There's like bouncy drums with some like effects heavy guitar. One of multiple songs that has an almost like indie rock vibe to it. I did notice that. I was like, there's a good little bit of like indie stuff on
for sure.
here. Yeah. And I kind of wondered like if he was like multifaceted, like if he was doing, the guitar and like the drum work or just all that other stuff. But then I saw like pictures of him like on tour. But I mean, you're on tour, you're gonna have like fucking backup players.
Like, all right, hold on,
like
guys.
that.
I'm gonna do this real quick, and then we're gonna lay that over this, and
right.
then
Yeah. So that'd be so fucking weird. Like go to a concert and he's like, oh no.
I'm gonna just play the guitar first, and then I'll add the drums in, and then I'll put some lyrics behind.
How you like my solos? I was gonna say it's just like nothing but like one solo after a different solo after a different solo.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, no, then they just play them all together, like the play all.
Oh Jesus. So yeah, so it's got an almost indie rock vibe to it. How'd you get so high? Help me get through the night. Know you down for the fight. Know you down for the fight. Made me feel more alive. Made me feel small inside. Ecstasy, you should try. maybe just for one night. The album like does make multiple references to like MDMA and ecstasy. Um, it's a pretty fun song. I gave this a 7.2 out of 10.
Nice. So yeah, I agree with what you were saying. It's kind of I thought it had more like a pop, almost like club sounding,
Sure.
which I mean with the drug, hints at it. It kind of makes sense. Just even the title, All Night. Um, I can tell by the look in your eyes that you've been doing something you ain't supposed to. You can try, but you will never disguise. There's a darkness in your heart. It controls you. So I thought this track was like the best lyrical, and honestly, on my way over here, this is the track that I put on first because I was like, I pretty much know like track through 1 through 3. Because usually, whenever I listen to the album, I usually listen to it from the beginning,
Sure.
and then once I get so far, I don't make it all the way to the end. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start here. And I was like, you know what, All Night, I like that one. I'm gonna start there, and that's kind of like not halfway, but almost there. Um, so yeah, I thought this was the best lyrical delivery based on like the content, just the lyrics. Um, the hook is solid. The all night,
Mm-hmm.
all night. Yeah, I just thought it was very easy to vibe to, and like we were talking about, it's a very club sounding song. Um, I gave this one. Let me see here, a 7.7 out of 10. I thought this was a
Okay.
pretty well done track. I'm surprised some of these. I'm surprised aren't singles.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on to number 5, Selling Biscuits. Very short track coming in at 2 minutes and 9 seconds. It's kind of quiet. Well, it's still like some strumming. I don't really have a whole lot for this one, but I do like the selling biscuits to all these rich kids. Same old habits, 'cause we're all misfits. So I mean it's a lot quieter than a lot of the other stuff
Yeah.
so far on the album. There's this one thing, there's this one thing, there's this one thing that's keeping me high. There's this one thing, there's this one thing, there's this one thing that's getting me by. Overall, I thought it was a good track. It's just kind of short. Like there's not a whole lot of meat to skin off of this thing. I give this a 6.8 out of 10, just because I mean, it's a good track. Don't get me wrong. It's just very short
Mm-hmm.
and not a lot going on, and it's kind of an outlier just based on, well, number one, it's short, but number two, it's kind of a quiet track.
Yeah. So I got this is the shortest song on the album. It's very quiet and like somber guitar, and especially with like the vocal delivery too. I feel like is like pretty like quiet and more like reserved. Biscuits, if you don't know, is slang for MDMA. This is one of the songs off the album that I felt like was written during COVID, or like, just it felt very like isolated. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the impression that I got from it.
Yeah, there's definitely like a theme of isolation, I feel like, on this album. So you might be right. We should probably look into that.
As far as like lyrics go, I did like repeat but there's one thing, there's one thing, there's one thing that's keeping me high, all that. Um, I also did quote, "Can you stretch your heart out? My feelings so far now." Like it just, I don't know. That feels like a very COVID line. Like I don't know. Can you really stretch yourself? Like being stuck inside and isolated and all that. So yeah, like you said, it's not a bad track, but it is like pretty short. Like I mean, this thing's almost under 2 minutes. So there's not a ton to it. I gave it a 5.8 out of 10.
Okay.
On to track number 6, coming in at 2 minutes and 29 seconds. We have the song "I'm Done." There's a little keyboard to start. Some like bass comes in around 30 seconds. Um, Gives a feeling of like build up to the song. Um, also like when also like the bass whenever Bakar says, it's funny because it auto corrected it to Baker. Um, when you go, just say so. 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 There's a pretty quiet end at the last like 20 seconds, and I'm done waiting for your love to come home. Don't come home, no. I put 7 out of 10. It's not a bad song. There's some like pretty nice moments, and I appreciate the fact that this song is. I mean, this kind of seems like a backhanded compliment, but I appreciate that this song was like short. It didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, yeah, 7 out of 10.
Okay. So I thought this was kind of like a nice little breakup song. At least that's kind of like the feel I got from it. Similar lyrics to what you had, and I'm done waiting for your love to come home. Don't come home. No. Um, I thought this was a little bit more personable song on the album. I don't think it's. I thought I made a note where I thought one was like the most vulnerable. But I thought this was kind of easy to relate to, just being over it with somebody and just kind of like, "Rah, I'm done." I thought the hook was pretty catchy. And the song was overall had a decent vibe to it. Um, it's still like it's kind of a negative, sad thing. Kind of reminds me of, like when we were talking about like Amy Winehouse. Like she'll be kind of like going through some heartbreak shit, but kind of be okay with it, or at least like from a positive state. Um, which and this kind of it still feels positive regardless of what the content is about, which is kind of a theme that the album pretty much sticks to the whole time. I gave it a 7.6 out of 10. So I feel like we were kind of close on that one. And then moving on to track number 7, we have Right Here for Now, which is a single. It's a 3 minutes track. Solid hook. Stand on who you are. I know everything. You deserve more. I'm your superstar. Pedal me like I'm a dog. Pedal me like we're in love, girl. I thought for the longest time before I looked at the lyrics, I thought he was saying pedal me like I'm a drug.
Oh,
And
that's
then I was
funny.
like, pedal me like I'm a dog. What?
It's all about delivery.
Yeah, I guess. So this one, I don't have a whole lot for it, but it does end with a woman again singing in the beginning. In the beginning, I really thought it was. It was some kind of love it was longing or loving someone. But I realized that it's maybe loving yourself. That halo is self-love. That people are not going to always be there for you, and you need to love yourself. Halo means self-love. Which again, now that you brought up the COVID thing, it's like, oh, now I'm looking at this stuff and it's like people are not always going to be there for you.
Hmm.
They're going to have to stay inside and be 6 feet away.
Well,
You need to learn how to love yourself.
and this was okay. So this came out in 2023. Did you catch like when his first album came out?
Was it during COVID?
Oh, I don't know, but all I know is that
I thought it was like 2019. I almost said 1919.
I know that Hell and Back came out in 2019.
Yeah,
So I'm wondering if like was that on like his like
I
first
think it was.
album? So
I don't know. You looking it up?
I am gonna search it real quick just because
Okay,
I'm
yeah, I got a couple
curious.
things here more I can add. I don't, because my next line is I don't have a whole lot for this one. I think it's a decent track though, and the ending was pretty nice. Just like more insight on the album, if anything. You finding
He
anything?
no, he had an album in 2022. That looks like that
Okay,
was his like
so this probably wasn't
first.
COVID work then, unless he was just writing all kinds of shit during COVID.
I guess he also had like a says he hasn't had an album in 2018 as well though. So I don't know.
Hmm.
That's weird.
Maybe it wasn't like major release or something.
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, this one didn't really like knock my socks off. I gave it a 7.2 out of 10.
Okay. Right here for now. I got spacey sounds at the start. Guitar, drums, bass, and the chorus make this song like sound like indie rock as hell. I really like it. Bakar is able to like deliver on multiple genres. There's a song coming up in particular I'll kind of point out if I can remember which one it is if I didn't like list it or not. But yeah, I can't wait till you're right here. Yeah, I can't wait till you're right here. Yeah. Really like the distortion on the guitar around the 2 minute and 28 second mark. I also have in quotations, but I realize that it's maybe loving. Oh shit! Realize that it's maybe loving yourself, and then basically what you said about like the end of the song and it being self love and you need to love yourself. I did like vibe with this song quite a bit. I actually gave this an 8 out of 10.
Nice,
No.
nice.
On to track number 8. Hate the Sun, coming in at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Song starts like pretty simple, like musically. Sounds like something you could hear like a friend singing in like a backyard with like a guitar in hand. Like I don't know, it just feels I don't know, like pretty simple. Like I could see someone just dicking around. Well, yeah, here's some lyrics. Here's
Yanking the
a
dog.
little yeah. Um, there's some background vocals around the 1 minute mark. Some musical swelling around 1 minute and 20 seconds, and then again at the 2:45 mark. So yeah, there's some swelling around 120, and then again at 2 minutes and 45 seconds, there's a quiet sort of yelling at the end of the song when he's like, "I wanna be someone that's rightful for you. Wanna be more fightful for you." Yeah. I give this a 6.3 out of 10.
Okay, okay. Um, this one kind of stood out to me, not for like amazement. It was more just the fact that it was a little bit quieter, and it kind of took a second to get going. Um, instead of kind of just like bam, bam, getting from the get go. I think this was a little bit more intimate. Maybe that's what you were saying. You could just see someone playing it. When you were saying that, I was like around a fire, because I can kind of maybe see it being played around a little fire.
Sure.
Um, you made me hate the sun because the summer we had. It's on the tip of my tongue. A little word you learned, yeah. This one was still standing out just because it's a little bit different. It didn't really blow my socks off. It's definitely not something I would show to someone if they hadn't listened to Bakar before.
Mm-hmm.
I gave this one a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Moving on, track number 9. Another pretty short one, just a little over 2.5 minutes. We got Invisible coming in at 2 minutes and 37 seconds. So I thought this one was there's a little bit more distorted vocals like throughout this one.
Yeah.
There's more of like a bassy rap flow towards the end, but it's still kind of distorted. It kind of flows with the hints of the last track, which I thought were like isolation and kind of relationship issues. But after from what you said, I'm like, damn, there actually is a lot of isolation themes in this album. I don't have a whole lot for this one, honestly. I was listening to it on the way over here, and I was like, it's pretty good. I didn't quote any lyrics from it. Actually, I want to say I did look at the lyrics, and I thought they were like kind of repetitive. Like it was just kind of like the same
Sure.
thing. If
Yeah.
I'm thinking, did you get lyrics for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've noticed a lot of his songs, like, they will,
It just like repeats.
repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not
No,
hating
that's
on
fine.
that, but like sometimes I'm like, nah, just it didn't repeat for me the way I wanted
Yeah,
it to.
sometimes, like, because I mean, he's not a bad, like, lyricist.
No,
Like, he has,
it's
like,
very
some
much like the
solid
National.
lyrics.
I'm just like, yeah, if I don't feel it, I don't feel it. Like
Yeah.
that's how I was last week when we reviewed them, just them specifically because they're sitting on my mind.
I mean, they make an appearance on this week's
Yeah, they
episode
do.
too.
Yeah.
So
I gave this a 7.1.
we're close on this.
Yeah,
We're very close on
I thought
this.
it was repetitive, but I thought it was better than the previous track number 8. So
Okay. I got the song builds up in this, like, euphoric vibe at the start, and it leads into, like, this dance, like, style of music to the song, and then into, like, some acoustic, and then back into, like, the dance music, and then back into the acoustic to close out the song. I got Arm in Arm with You, never played the game, I want to charge it too, had to leave the rave, you tore my heart in two, cured all the love for them, 3, 'cause you're a martyr too. And I did put the chorus gets like a little repetitive, but the song has like a really like strong like good energy that balances and keeps things like it keeps things interesting. It kind of goes a little all over the place, but not like necessarily in a bad way. I gave this a 7 out of 10. On to track number 10. We have To Open My Heart coming in at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Little acoustic guitar with a beat over it. Again, it's kind of got a bouncy vibe to it. Lyrics come off as longing for someone, which kind of like we've been saying, kind of isolated, sort of. Try my high like I'm trying to make it. Babe, we're outside, and why you trying to fake it? Open my arms for the world to see. Keep my head down, no hide and seek. Trying my luck, cards on the table. Back on my thing, cause I'm more than faithful. There's some harmonizing throughout, some of which is like just Bakar's vocals laid over his own vocals. Um, yeah, it's not bad. I give it like a 6.1 out of 10.
okay. So yeah, I thought this was it's kind of stays with like an easy, relatable track, kind of like the last two previous tracks. I don't think this is like the best track on the album, but coming in like this late towards the end of the album, I thought it was pretty good. Like finishing out kind of strong. I thought this one was very punctual on the blues and R&B soul sound. I'm surprised it's not a single. It was one of the ones last night when I was finishing this up. I was like, I'm really shocked that this wasn't a single. Song sounds to me like it's catchy enough to be a radio hit. Why is you so far from here? Wish you were on my sofa. We could lie here. Oh yeah. Why are you so far from there? So far I'm not copying. I'm not coping, I'm sorry. Why I'm so far from clear. Wish you weren't so far. I gave this a 7.8 out of 10. I thought it was pretty decent. Not nothing crazy, but I thought for what it was, pretty solid track, and I really thought it had potential to be a single.
No, I think this had like a really good like flow and like solid vocals to it. Like whenever I was like saying the lyrics that I was quoting, I could remember them and like remember like the flow and the way it was delivered, and I was like, yeah. So like I don't know, maybe a 6.1 is like kind of low for this for me, but no, I could like totally see this being like out there as a single, like next to something like Hell and Back, even though Hell and Back like came out, a while before.
Yeah.
Still,
2019.
Ultimately wound up next to it on this album.
Yeah.
It's like a bonus track or whatever.
That's the thing. I didn't see it listed as a bonus track though.
I mean,
it was thrown in there.
I don't think it ever got. I don't know if it ever got like a proper like release on an album.
I don't think it
so
did
they
either. So they just like.
And then she was like,
the nuts and bolts.
I think either she or he was like, "Hey, you wanna get it on the remix?" And I was like, "Hey, perfect time. Let's put it on there."
Yeah.
That's kind of the impression that I get from it.
That's just the impression that I get.
I ever had to knock on wood. It's gonna be next week's review. Just kidding, it's not.
The whole album on loop, just that one track though.
But I know someone who has, which makes me wonder if I could. Okay, so it's on to you now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
It is me. Side 2. Get ready, folks. Side 2. It's a long side 2. Let me tell you, it's like they got the whole CD for this. We have the final track number 11, called Hell and Back, featuring Summer Walker, Summer Swimming, Summer Sitting.
Summer Sipping.
You ever heard about the girls that have their summer teeth? Summer here, summer there.
Oh, that's a Keith Jones joke right there, bud.
That's the THK. That's the Newark side of town.
Fucking jokes. Absolutely.
Yes.
The Newark side. No, it ain't the Hebron.
No,
all right,
it's Hebron, they got their teeth there. It's the Newark people.
They take care of themselves.
Yes. But yes, track number 11, Hell and Back.
Well, you can't live in Hebron, you know what I mean?
This is the, this probably was my introduction to Bakar. I didn't really do a deep dive on the album until around late May, early June this year, so just pretty much a couple months ago to 2 months ago. I'm kind of shocked this wasn't a single, but once I did a little bit more research, like we were just saying, it's kind of just thrown into something that was left over, which, I mean, it didn't even make it on the last album either.
Yeah.
Because we looked that up, and it was, you said 2022, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like we both can agree that it's a pretty solid track and maybe the easiest listen, which even then I'm surprised it wasn't released like, I don't know. I just feel like it's pretty catchy. It has kind of fallen off for me, which I think I get into that here in a second. But I like the addition of Summer Walker. I thought it was nice. I mean, there's like females on this album, but they're not really like singing.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish there was more. Just like when we did, I don't want to say Captain Murphy, but MF Doom. Yeah, he had a couple. It was just the one though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't think of her name, but it was just her on that. I don't even think.
Oh no, there was no. He wasn't on.
Yeah, he wasn't on it.
Her and one other
some
guy.
other dude, yeah.
But
fella.
They were good.
Yeah, no, they were good. So I mean, I think like it would be nice to have a couple more tracks like that. I'm not saying like the whole album, but I thought this was a nice track just for that. Like at a point they're like in a chorus with each other, and I'm like, they sound pretty good together.
Yeah.
Overall, I give this an 8.3. I think it's probably like the easiest listen.
Close on this one too.
Yeah, nice. Originally, I probably would have put this closer to like a 9, maybe like I wouldn't say right at a 9, but maybe like an 8.6, 8.7, but it has kind of fallen off for me. I think just kind of comparing to the rest of the album, there's other tracks off the album I like better. This one still got a pretty high score, but I think it's just because it's kind of stuck with me for so long. It's hard to like let it go. It's not being a banger for me. I think a lot of like why it has such a good ring to it and why I think I gave it a decent score is just Summer Walker being on. I thought they were a nice mesh.
Yeah.
As I said earlier. So yeah, that's all I got for Halo.
Okay. So I got probably his most well known song. This is probably where a lot of people got introduced to him because like I remember this fucking being everywhere whenever it initially came out. Kind of makes me wonder like when Hell and Back like got released because I know it was in 2019, but like specifically, was it like end of 2019? Was it early 2019, mid 2019?
It matters.
It does. It matters to me because I could place it in my head because that was an eventful year. It was a very eventful year for me. But yeah, it's probably his like most well-known song. I remember hearing it a bunch from like 2019 until like 2020. Um, I kind of ended up getting burnt out from the overexposure to
That's
it.
where I think I kind of like fell off a little bit with it. It's still solid though.
Oh yeah, no, totally. And whenever you're like, oh yeah, disc 2, I'm like, oh, I hope fucking disc 2 doesn't have Hellenbach on it. So, fuck, I'm like, man, it's got Hellenbach on it.
Boo.
Shit.
Wrong.
I will say though that I do appreciate this version with Summer Walker. She has a very nice voice. I like it a lot.
Yes.
And like I saw, I was like, ooh. And she harmonizes like really well with Bakar. Like whenever they're on it together, I'm like, this is
100%.
good. Because I was looking into it a little bit because I was like wanting to see what people thought of this compared to like the OG. Someone said that like she gave off like Amy Winehouse vibes, which I can kind of see, just with like the Afro like swing kind of.
Yeah, well, he kind of has that sound too, so I
Yeah.
can see it being like
Yeah. So I think it was just kind of
yeah,
she fit
jazzy,
into that
bluesy.
very well.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I
sure, I
mean?
could see that.
So yeah, I mean it's not like to a T Amy Winehouse, but similar enough. Whatever. I don't know. I feel like they'd have to be breaking up for it to be Amy Winehouse vibes. You know what I mean? You motherfucker, like you know what I mean, something like that. I don't know.
You motherfucker.
that's my best Amy Winehouse I got right there. No, my man. But shit. No, I mean, I feel like it's appropriate that there would be a female feature on the song because I mean, it is a song about a girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like so. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Put her on there. Yeah, let's see what she got.
Pull it up.
I do like, as far as like the lyrics go, it's like, you know, I've heard the original version so many times. It's like, I'm probably not going to go ahead and quote anything from like the original version, but I did quote like a lot of hers, which was, I could tell where your head was at, when it was broke and tore. I was bound to take a smile before me. You didn't know how to. Oh, but I'm here now, baby. No life, been life and lately. So I save you if you save me. This version of the song has, I mean, honestly, I think it's become like my like definitive preferred version of the song. Like if I want to listen to Hell and Back, I'm gonna listen to this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Click on the wrong one. You're like, ugh.
I'm like, no,
It's like
not
me
the
that
OG.
one time. I'm like, oh, it's a live version, and then I was like,
that.
this is actually better.
Yeah. No, I gave this an 8.2 out of 10. Yeah, you definitely gave like higher scores on this album than I did, but I'm kind of like mathing it out in my head, and I'm probably landing like right around like the same score that Metacritic gave it, the 6.8.
So you're like out of the critics, Mike.
No,
Wrong.
but I'm like, fuck. It's like where my scores are, and then you add in these, and you take away those. Like, yeah, I'm probably close to
Carry the one.
68 out of 100. But no, I mean it's not bad. It
No,
definitely isn't
not at
bad.
all. It wasn't like crazy good. I feel like I gave it a little higher scores just because it was more, I don't know, more upbeat.
And I feel like,
a
well, and also after like last week's episode, like it's probably kind of nice to
Yeah.
get something a little funner,
a little happier.
you know, not sad dad rock. Speaking of which, transition into the bonus track of the week. It is the 2021 remaster of About Today by the National. An applause. All right, I'll take it.
My bonus track next week is going to be the National.
Okay.
What if we just?
All right.
It's like, bro, every week
they become a mainstay of the channel. Yeah. So the song is 4 minutes and 10 seconds. This was my introduction song to the National. I heard it in a movie back in the day, and I'm pretty sure I even talked about it whenever we reviewed the album last week. but I heard it in the movie, and pretty much immediately afterwards, I was like, "Fuck, that song is really good." Let me
I'm gonna
look
go home and have a nice cry.
let me look up the soundtrack because I need to find that song. And ended up finding it.
You
I
ever
was
just
like,
stay in like a? Did you see it in a theater?
yeah.
Did you ever just stay and like look for the credits where it's like songs? You're
I
just
sh-
like, oh, hit pause.
I'm sure I have. No, I definitely have. But
I've done that at home. I've never done it in a theater.
I didn't that day because I was only like 15 or 16. I was with my dad, and he was like, "All right, let's go." So I'm like, "But Dad, wait,
Daddy, no.
I don't know." Um, yeah, but I immediately like looked up the soundtrack after, found the song, fell in love with it. I really love the simplicity of this song. It sounds very folk, the acoustic guitar, and a very like light drum beat. And there's like a really gradual, like subtle implementation of stringed instruments, like maybe a violin or something like that. It slowly comes in, and then it's like, oh, there it is. Um, so yeah, it kind of comes in, and then it leads into like really a big like swell where the stringed instruments, like I'm just gonna call it a violin, like really gets a chance to shine. And I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, and it's very melancholic. I really like it. The pacing of the lyrics and just like the song as a whole, it has like a solid pacing. The lyrics and the vocals feel incredibly intimate. Like there's even like there's a part in the song where he says like, "Hey, are you awake? Yeah, I'm right here. Can I ask you about today?" And it's like,
Today.
it's like, "Hey, are you awake?" Like it's like, yeah, it's kind of feels like this is being delivered to someone like
In the
in
present.
bed,
Yeah.
like very intimate
Yeah.
setting. Um, yeah, and I really love that. While it's not a song that is like lyrically dense by any means, especially like the way that like the lyrics are paced out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you think about like last week's episode, some of the songs we were covering, like it would have like a decent amount of lyrics in it. Most would, anyways.
Yeah, this one was kind of short.
Here it's
Short
kind of,
verses.
here it's a lot like today
Yeah.
you were far away, but while it's not like lyrically dense. I do feel like they carry like a lot of weight. I do love the, you know, today you were far away, and I didn't ask you why. Like I'm pretty sure the song is about like, and I looked into it a little bit, like to see what other people said, and like it does have the feeling of just like the point in like a relationship where it's like
This is where we say goodbye.
this is where it
We're a little
starts.
rocky.
This is where it starts.
We're heading for that D word.
Um, and even like the part where he's like, "How close am I to losing you?" It's like,
Yeah, it's like, God damn.
oh, it's probably like one of the saddest songs by the National, in my opinion. If you are sad, I recommend it. Also, like if you're not like familiar with the band,
It's a pretty good track
yeah, even
for
if you're
that.
not familiar with them, I would recommend it because I feel like it gives you a pretty good idea of like what they're about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easily one of their best songs. I give this like a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you texted me yesterday asking me about it, and I was like, I didn't even think about it. I was like, about today, and I'm like, what?
What do you mean?
I
Something
I thought
happened,
you were
bud?
like, you want to just hang out
What,
today?
like
And I was like, bro,
oh
I'm in my boxies on the couch.
yeah.
I'm not trying to. And then I was like, oh wait a minute,
Oh.
wait a minute. So I'd only listened to it probably about 2, maybe 3 times at that point, without really sitting down and like analyzing it. So last night when I was finishing writing up my notes, I was gonna write down. Obviously, I was gonna finish this, and this one kind of slid past me. Like once I sat down and like really,
Yeah,
I
mean,
was
I
a
feel
couple
like
beers deep too, and I was already like, well, I finished listening to the album, and then I put this on, and I thought it was a super deep, like heartbreaking track. Um, it's I think what kind of we were saying, it's short lyrics, but I thought they were like very like short together. Like the sentences were short, like you were saying.
totally.
It's just like you're talking in very short sentences.
It comes in like it's like anywhere from like 1 to like 4 word bursts.
Yeah,
And that's it.
and I almost feel like the way I was looking at it almost looked like poetry.
It's like poetry. It's beautiful.
But
That's rocking.
but I could honestly probably quote the whole lyrics because I thought it really hammered home like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
The whole song being that it is a sad, heartbreaking song. But I have you just close your eyes and I just watch you slip away. How close am I to losing you? Just very deep, like you were saying, kind of a part in a relationship where you're like kind of both just like not really putting any effort in, and it's like, but you still kind of care. Like I feel that is the one part about this is he's like, hey, like I'm sorry
Can we
you were
talk?
far away yesterday and I
And
didn't ask.
I
Yeah.
could have fucking done
Yeah.
better.
So there's like some accountability there, which I thought made the track very better, and that's probably why I said it slid past me because once I sat down and like really read the
You were
lyrics,
probably like a little over it after last week. You're like, oh,
yeah,
fuck, here we go,
probably
another.
that was some of it. And then when I sat down, because I listened to it, I was like, it's not bad. I actually liked it better than a lot of the stuff off the last album. I wrote that. That was in my next little paragraph. But yeah, I thought it was just super deep and kind of slow, and it's got a nice delivery to it. But yeah, I thought the way it was written, when I can literally like picture the lyrics down, it was maybe 8 like
It's not much.
little short things. Yeah, and it's I don't want to say it's repetitive, but it's kind of like similar words, but nice little rhyming pattern to it. I gave it a 7.4, which probably is on the higher end compared to what I gave
Yeah,
a lot of the songs
for
last
sure.
week. It's a solid track. It's just not 100% my cup of tea, but it is good. If I had to put it in like I don't know if this would be the 100% that I would show to someone to introduce them to the National, but I'd say like very safely it would be in my top 3 of something I would introduce to them.
Okay.
So yeah, I kind of feel like I poo-poo the National, but they are good. They are it's solid
They're
music.
talented, but it's
Yes, they have a ton of depth. It's just kind of like this kind of sad music, and I think you said it best last week when you said it's not really a band you listen to with other people. It's kind of something you listen to by yourself,
sure.
which I think is a solid statement. I think that was a really good, like, I definitely see that now after what you said. I think they're strictly a time and place vibe for me.
Yeah.
Because I told you about how I was mowing grass last week and Don't Swallow the Cat was playing, and I was like, well, at first I was like, man, this is, and I could tell it was a National because they have a very distinctive
Sure.
sound. And
That
I was
baritone
mowing, and I
voice.
was like, no way this was on the album. And then the lyrics Don't Swallow the Cap, and I was like, fuck, man, I overlooked it. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's weird. I feel like sometimes once you listen to an album so many times on repeat and then you don't for like a couple days or like a week, and then you do listen to it again, you're like,
Okay.
it's actually pretty good. It's growing on me a little bit.
It's coming back to me.
It's like I miss you.
No.
But yeah, that's 7.4. That's all I got for the bonus track.
Okay.
We didn't really. Did we finish like a wrap up on Halo? What we thought of the album?
I kind of, I mean, for the most part,
Okay.
I kind of said like
I zoned
my
out,
score
yeah.
like ultimately ended up around
Yeah,
like
yeah,
where
yeah.
the
Okay.
critic was.
So you did like it though.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it wasn't like, and I will say, whenever I was taking my notes, like I like kind of zoomed through the
Yeah,
notes.
I mean it was short. We kind of stretched out the bonus track a little bit there, but yeah, it's only like a 33-minute album.
Yeah.
Very short.
Which keep doing what you're doing. Were you
I'm done. Yeah,
do you
that's
have
all I
any
had
more?
that's all I had for the bonus track.
Nothing to add. Well,
No.
I mean, like as far as Halo goes, do you have anything
No,
else to add
I'm
to
good.
that?
We move on.
There was something I was thinking about today because I didn't tell you this explicitly, but today, also on the bonus track, I did like the inclusion of just the word today. Like it would be like
Yeah.
placed real well around the song. Like today, you were far away, close to mine, losing you tonight. Like just I don't know.
You just keep saying today.
Today. Today.
What are you doing tomorrow? Maybe we can do something today.
Today.
You just say today like that from now on.
I might. So, yeah, no, what I was gonna say was today. I listened to a good, like, no bullshit. I listened to like 4 albums.
Yeah, you said you listened to a bunch of different music.
I listened to 4 albums.
Do you think it's because of the podcast that you're like? Because sometimes now I'm like the other day I listened to Carole King's Tape History. I'd always have been like, I need to listen to it all the way through. And I listened to it all the way through the other day, and I think it's just because now it's like
you're a little bit more susceptible.
Well, it's more like
open.
The stamina to just listen to an album, even though if it's like
grows.
something I'm not crazy
You built
about.
it up over time.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's easier for me to digest.
Okay.
That's
fair.
for me.
Yeah.
For me. And it doesn't happen as much. Like it was like 1 album, not 4 in one day.
So I wouldn't necessarily. There's a good like possibility that like I've gotten more involved
because we've both been like
then.
album fans. Like if you like a band and you like an album, that's like
But like
That's the
whenever
bee's
you're kind of
knees.
going into something blind,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't know.
I can leave whenever I want.
Yeah.
Because this is shit.
Yeah. If I don't like it, if you got one bad song,
That's
I'll fucking head for the hills, bud.
today.
Today. I want some White Castle today. So yeah, no, specifically because I was trying to figure out what like not this week's, but next week's album was gonna be. By the way, I'm pretty sure I like banged the microphone like fucking 2 times in a row. Like, oh well. I was gonna say.
Hope you guys enjoyed that.
It's pretty like.
Just a little.
So I was trying to figure out what like next week's album's gonna be, and I was like,
Were you having trouble? Because I swear I have trouble some weeks.
no, it's. I mean, you remember when I texted you the other day and I was like, hey, why don't you pick out like a couple of bands and just like.
Yeah.
Like what are some?
I mean,
more
I always
popular
have things I
songs?
can go to. Like, there's always fallback ones, but sometimes I like looking for something that's like
A
like
little
this
off the
one
beaten
wasn't
path.
100% new to me, but pretty fresh.
Sure. So what I ended up listening to Phoenix. I don't know if you've ever listened to them.
Possible, but it doesn't really sound.
Okay. Lesbomania, the right to let it go, like a ride, oh.
Kinda
Not
sounds familiar.
easily offended, not to let it
You
go.
don't have to play it.
From the
I need
mess
the
to
full
the
experience.
masses.
Today.
No, they're good. I also listened to The Midnight,
Okay.
and I also listened to what was the other thing? Car Seat Headrest. I listened to Arc by Everything Everything, which is a band I'm sure I've probably played like one song of theirs for you before. And I listen to all these albums, and I was like kind of thinking to myself, like, man, which one do I want to pick? So I've decided
None of them.
none of them. Next week we're gonna be listening to the album Boxer by The National. No, I'm fucking with you. We're not. We're gonna steer away from them for a little while.
You guys wouldn't understand after this podcast. I would go home and text Shane a couple days later and be like, bro, I don't think we should do the podcast anymore.
That's it. No. I will say we'll probably. I think after last week's album, I realized I'm like, I like this band, but I feel like they almost serve more so as like a bonus track. Like if I'm just like, but let's put that National
fair.
track.
I mean,
there.
sometimes it'd be like that.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want. I don't know if I want to listen to like a full album. Then I'm kind of like.
I can relate.
But next week I did decide, because I did listen to all those albums that I was talking about from those bands. And I did decide that next week I want to listen to the album Arc by Everything Everything.
Arc by Everything Everything.
That was probably the album that I had the most like fun with. I had the best time listening to it. So, and I think it's also considered probably like their most popular album. It's from like 2013.
Okay, so graduation.
Yeah. No, it's solid, and it's not fucking.
It's not Arc Patrol.
No, or ARC. Sorry. So I probably should have said that instead of K, but ARC by Everything Everything. American Red Cross, But
I have my my bonus track for next week.
What is it?
It is. Are you familiar with not Satan, not Santa, but Santana?
Okay.
You know much Santana? Yeah, pretty much that guitar is very noticeable.
Sure.
It's Santana featuring Citizen Cope. Track's called Sideways.
Okay.
Funny story. So when my aunt passed away, she had like a little CD collection, and this was one of the CDs that my dad got out of the CD collection. I believe I still have a copy of it. And there's another track on here, Santana and Everlast, Turn Your Lights On, and Santana and I can't think who it is, but it's like Smooth. It's like, man.
Rob Thomas.
Yeah, Rob Thomas. So this was the same album.
The ocean.
And I remember watching a documentary back in the day, and it was like some dude at Capitol Records maybe, and he did this album, and he was like, Santana, this was one of his best-selling albums. Okay. And it was literally just him and someone else. He would feature someone, like a vocalist, like Everlast or Rob Thomas, or in this case, Citizen Cope, and it was like very well-selling. and I just heard this for the first time the other day, even though I've had the album. I'm pretty sure I have a copy of it, but it's off the album Supernatural. I remember that now. I didn't write that down, but it came to me.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the bonus track for next week.
Sick. Because I was kind of thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, here's next week's album. I'm like, there's no fucking way Mike has the song picked out already. But
I know. I
Hell
usually
yeah.
don't, but I just heard it probably like 2 days ago, and I listened to it again last night, and I was like,
not bad.
that's gonna be my bonus track.
And I was also thinking today. That's what I was thinking. No, I was thinking because I was going through and like trying to pick out like an album to listen to when I was, figuring out what next week's album was going to be. And I did run into like a little bit of a problem because there was one or two songs by The Midnight that I'm like, oh man, it'd be sick to listen to the album with that. But turns out it was from like almost like an EP or like a mini album where it's only like 6 songs. And I was thinking it might be kind of fun to like have a week where we both pick one. We both pick like a little
bonus track?
No, not a bonus track. We both pick like a CD or an EP that is only like a couple of songs.
Oh.
Because our first metal,
Floyd?
like metal, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Metal was only a couple of songs.
Yeah, it's like 4 tracks, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if like we both like if we both
their
picked out
merch
something
is
like that.
pretty cool. That's why I was distracted.
Yeah, dude, I was looking at those too.
Dude, I'm like, that's a cool little cup.
Yeah. So no, I
hope they're good. I might have to get me a cup.
Dude, I think you'll like them. I think the album is a little. Never mind. We won't get into all that. We'll save that for next week, and we'll see if I feel the same way next week because I really only listened to it.
So you haven't? It's just the one time.
Well, I've listened to it before, but it'd been a while. It'd been a couple of months since I like properly gave it a listen, and it's not like I listened to it much before that. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Next week and I think after we wrap up here, maybe step out on the balcony for a sec. We'll head, get food, come back.
Go to White Castle today.
I'll play like a song or two off so you can get a little idea. But you wanna get into movie trivia?
Let's do it, man.
Okay. So this week's movie trivia is Heat. It is a crime thriller directed and written by Michael Mann. It was released December 15th of 1995. The year we were born. 60 million USD budget with a box office of 187.4 million USD. Starring Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer,
Al Pacino,
Alpacable, and Tom Sizemore and Natalie Portman. With this movie was for Matilda, all right, with an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is actually like the first like on-screen movie to feature Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. They were in like one of the Godfather movies, but this is the first time they actually like shared a scene together.
On the same, yeah.
Yeah. And it's really cool, like the way they like. I'll get to that. Like it comes up in here, but it's really cool the way they like shot their first scene together. But rather than dubbing in gunshots during the bank robbery shootout, Michael Mann had microphones carefully placed around the set so that the audio could be captured live. This added to the impact of the scene because it sounded like no other gunfight shown on screen. Val Kilmer was thrilled to learn that the moment in the gun battle scene where he runs out of bullets and rapidly changes his magazine is regularly shown to Marine recruits as an example of how to perform the action properly.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, they're like, and I think they specifically said they're like, this man is an actor. If you can't do it as quick as he can, you shouldn't be here. So
it's like you acting a fool.
Yeah, but I mean that's pretty badass.
Today.
So, when Kevin Gage was imprisoned for 2 years in 2003, he was universally addressed by fellow inmates and prison guards as Waingro, his character from the movie. So that's funny that kind
pretty
of character.
Cool.
You look at him, you're like,
that's Waingro.
You look like you're a fucking problem. I could see you going to prison. And then surely enough, he did.
The shoe fits.
In an interview with Al Pacino on the DVD special features, Pacino revealed that for the scene in the restaurant between Hannah and Macaulay, Robert De Niro felt that scene should not be rehearsed, so that the unfamiliarity between the two actors could seem more genuine.
Nice.
Yeah, so they just raw dogged it and went for it.
That's the way to do it.
Michael Mann agreed and shot the scene with no practice rehearsals.
I mean, that's a solid point.
Yeah, it's like, look.
I could see that being a good.
Well, Robert De Niro is the he's like he's the robber. Al Pacino's the cop.
Yeah.
And like they're trying to, and like they finally have to interact. So it's like
that eye contact and shit like that. Yeah, no, that's good. And I mean, if it didn't work out, it's like you guys could just go back.
You just practice. Yeah, it's fine.
That's nice though. That's a nice touch. I'm glad you threw that in there.
Yeah, and like once you like see the movie, you realize that like both these characters, like even though they're on opposite sides, like of they're opposite sides of the law, opposite sides of the coin, like they're ultimately like pretty similar. It's like this is
crazy
all,
how that
this is all they know how to do.
Yep.
So, the movie was filmed without a single soundstage. Everything is like on location. Nice. So like it's not like in some backlot. It's like no, they actually went to places.
It's the 90s, baby.
IRL, fucking did it.
IRL, Indie Racing League.
In order to prepare the actors for the roles, Macaulay's crew, the roles of Macaulay's crew, Michael Mann took Val Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, and Robert De Niro to Folsom State Prison to interview actual career criminals. Nate, John Voight in the movie, is based on real-life former career criminal Edward Bunker. Bunker had previously starred in another famous heist film, Reservoir Dogs. He was the you've seen Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So he's the older guy with like the blonde hair that you only see at the start, but Mr. Blue, I think.
Mr. Blue.
And he ultimately gets killed.
He gets killed early on.
Whenever they're like during the heist.
Okay.
So like he doesn't show up at the warehouse later on. It's kind of like the older like blonde guy you see.
Okay. It's been a minute since I've seen that.
So, but yeah, no, it's like if you haven't seen it, highly fucking recommend. I might put it on for us later tonight.
Reservoir Dogs?
Huh?
Reservoir Dogs?
Heat.
Oh, Heat. Okay.
And then we won't finish it, but like I
can
always,
it'll be enough for you to.
Well, I could send you home with the Blu-ray, and you could watch it on your PlayStation.
No, PlayStation.
But that is all I got for this week's trivia. I do have upcoming movies. Is the Fantastic Four. It actually came out today. It is action-adventure comic book and is the fourth on-screen live-action cast of the Fantastic Four. It's technically like the fifth movie because one of them managed to get like a sequel, but this is the fourth time that you've actually had like a crew of the Fantastic Four. One of which was like technically unreleased, so I guess this is like the fourth Fantastic Four movie. I guess technically.
It's wild.
There was one made by Canon back in like the 90s, which was like really cheap and it wasn't released. But like I hear it's actually kind of decent. And like the ending to it is fucking hilarious. Like, do you know anything about the Fantastic Four?
I've seen I don't know, the one that came out in like the mid 2000s, I feel like. Okay,
so you know there's like a fire guy, an invisible girl, a guy that's made of rock, and then like a guy that's stretchy like stretchy.
Guy.
Yeah. So like the
Fantastic Foreskin.
There you go. There you go.
Get him in that one.
Fuck, Mike, you should have been a porno like title. Fucking come up with her. But
you look like a Peter North to me.
Fuck. Anyway, so like the one from the 90s that went unreleased, it ended with like Mr. Fantastic, the stretchy guy, marrying the invisible girl, and they're like, they're leaving the church. It's like, oh yeah, just married. They hop in the limo. And then, fucking like they like get in the limo and they're driving away, and like the sunroof like opens up and you just see like this extendo arm like waving as they're going down the street. It's so fucking corny, but it's like it's kind of charming for what it is.
Like he did it because he could.
So
because he wanted to.
That is all I got. So and we made time.
We did it. Yeah, we made it work.
So, do you got anything else?
I do not for this week, no sir.
All right. Well, hey, tune in next week for ARC or ARC by
I was like ARC. I was literally thinking like Noah's Ark.
Yeah. by everything. And hey, we appreciate you listening.
One more thing.
Let's hear
Just to make me feel more of an idiot. So the ARC thing.
Sure.
So back in the day.
No, I might be the asshole. I probably should have been.
No, you're fine. No,
AOC.
you're fine. This is funny because it's just like I hear things and I just assume words. My dad back in the day was like, you should look for Hall and Oates. So my dumb ass.
Hauling Oats.
Holland, like Holland with the apostrophe, Oats. OATS, like the fucking Oats.
Did it correct you?
No, because I was.
You were at like the library or some shit?
Yes, exact 100%. I am a fucking computer back then. It's like, I got a library card, boy.
I felt like such an asshole. I'd be like, Dad, Hauling Oats, I can't find it. He's like, son.
I just gave up because I didn't know who they were at that point. I was like 10 or I was probably like 12 or 13.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't have no computer.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, no pocket computer.
No, I don't.
That's funny.
Dumb hell.
Dumb
But anyways,
so
carry us out of here today.
So thanks for tuning in today. This has been WHMS Radio. It's been the working hour. And until next time.
Don't work too hard now.